issues of God today. He's going into a city where great philosophers were. Means that argue about arguments. Had strange beliefs. Had strange gods. Had umpteen gods. I mean, they had gods all around the city. And the reason, and I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but it's just bouncing in my head. When they got to the unknown God, if a lamb fell down in the city, they say, and there was no God in the city, that's where the phrase to the unknown God came in. So they said, just offer him up to an unknown God. Now, you believe in God that have eyes and can't see, they have legs and can't walk, nose and can't breathe, wings and can't fly, and now you talking about offering a sacrifice up to an unknown God. And we'll get to that later, because Paul took this, and you know what? He didn't have no New Testament to preach this oneness of God. He didn't have no New Testament to preach whether there was a 2 or 3. You know, the Old Testament don't even teach a 2 or 3 God. I don't know why we teach it, but folks teach that. But there's no such thing. Jesus ain't no God. The Spirit ain't no God. These are just manifestations of the one God. So I don't know why we debate issues over the fact of a Trinity when what is a Trinity? You know, what is a triune? It's all about whether we understand. And all thou do what?
Get an understanding.
Now, Paul is entering into Athens here and receiving a commandment unto Silas and Timotheus for to come to him with all speed, and they departed. Now, here was Paul. Hebrews, he's asking them to, hey, hurry up. Send in one-day delivery. Now, you're talking about they had to travel between 30 and 60 miles to the next city. Paul was already there. Paul was already dealing with what was already going on. So we need to understand some of these things. Now, last week we got into the philosophy of what was people philosophizing. I call them philosophizing, but they are just basically discussing some issues of various things. Do we understand some of the different God approach that people have today? And I'm not leaving this because we're going into this, and verse 16 tells us, picks us up here, says, now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry. They was worshiping God beyond measurement. And let me say this to all of us. We may not be bowing down to some of these here statues and so forth, but some of us are. I can always tell this because until God opened up my understanding, I used to, when I was younger, because I didn't know no better, and I tried to teach you to know better, like some people got a cross in their house, and on that wall they got a cross, and they think that cross, and they got a picture up there with Jesus on the cross, as if they still worshiping that picture. Jesus is off of the cross. And he even demanded Israel do not have any kind of graven image of him. It wasn't God's intention for us to worship Jesus as a God. I know some of my apostolic brothers probably will jump me on that one, but I'm going to tell you right now, Jesus was a man. He was the mediator between God and man. And he did have no intention for us to worship him in the mannerism that he would be a separate God from the real God. He had no intention for us to do that. And he had no intention for us to keep bound down in front of a cross somewhere. When he's off the cross, the Bible let us know that he was crucified on the cross